100 of course.
Levels, let's check out Midtown.
Some would argue, I'm sure, with Wolverine's passive and the 375 health pool, he can count as a vanguard in his own right, as Think Twice are going to be on that defense. Insomnia, like you said, going to be on a composition designed to 87% to that Galactic Legend. And someone else who gets picked is Forever, who gets grabbed by the Feral Lunge coming on through from Jim outside of Diamond form. And off of the back of that, Think Twice are going to be sending Insomnia all the way back to their spawn, getting ready to potentially disengage or mirror the Mantis Solar Resurgence coming on through, as they want to withhold that Meteor Am till they have to deal with the Galactic Legend from Knock.
Here by We Rise, but lads, Think Twice. They've overlain their strategist ults. A quick grab to the throat of Wolverine. You won't be enjoying that one as Forever kicks their fellow disciple of Think Twice into oblivion.
Still, Think Twice are going to make a play for this teleport recontest. They've still got that Meteor Am too. Relaxing Sky does have the fate of both worlds, but this Luna has to be protected by the Vanguards, otherwise that's going to be shut down prematurely. And Think Twice can gain a foothold. They scout out Nocta, who was scouting out that main road to see if...
When Nocta's right there laying down the damage, an attempt to try and shut down the Star-Lord. Instead, it's a distraction coming through from the side of a Phoenix. Twitzy just managed to get so much of their attention. You can't turn around just because you were distracted.
Out Twitzy and pick Forever as the fight begins to ramp up on the side of Insomnia, and that fight went on for so long, Harry, that this is the last one. Insomnia have no choice but to throw bodies onto that convoy and stall in the hopes Forever to come in on that left with the Strange Portal recontest. What a hold! The punishment onto the... It did actually end up providing them pseudo cover, and that Wolverine was just able to keep the points sold out eternally with the help of that Solar Resurgence from Rex. And now Insomnia have a task ahead of them. No surprises, they're on a full stall composition, but that Wolverine is putting work into the Groot, and Forever in the blink of an eye.
Decimated by Phasix and the Wolverine. It feels like JJM's just making fools of them here. Oh, and this is going to mean that it's even harder for Forever to get the stall out on the cart. It was moving the entire time, and they're going to be the last to fall from their team.
Yeah, and we can see 3 bodies, maximum numbers on that convoy, so it moves at maximum speed possible. Side swap ramps and the out, which means that we're going to be seeing Ensong
onto this Vanguard line. Phasix can't get any healing really, and it's got to be the Freedom Charge that moves on through here onto the point itself. We Rise, unbelievable accuracy, shutting down Twitzy. Nocta's down already. There's no resurrections that are available this time, as Thanos famously said. It seems Nocta sends Nastrond Crow after Nastrond Crow, a psionic grasp with a psychic spear. Nocta potentially overwhelmed, but no, the healing's going to be more than enough. A desperate attempt to chase out JJM before they can arrive with that supernova. Freedom Charge popped out here by both Kai and Pasuo.
And off of the back of it, Think Twice already in position on the high ground, and Insomnia might have to burn the supernova if they want momentum to continue pushing through.
Oh, they want to focus in on Pasuo instead. The disengagement not good enough. The flame cluster from downtown. JJ manages to get rid of a Vanguard, and this is a lot more safety now for the backline to try and place themselves a touch more audaciously. Still, Noel's essence continues to roll on forward. Twitzy once again is able to really shape this battlefield via the flame tornado.
Gonna have their own so-too as Rex. The supernovas come out from JJM, but Insomnia holding on to the ultimates, refusing to part with the sustainability. They try and stabilize around the corner, but that sets them up to get caught out by the Sonic Seduction and use Hand as Force. They have to utilize that Lunar Ultimate, and Insomnia need to win the fight now.
Fate of Both Worlds popped by both teams. Ensong Inferno ready to go. You can see that it's already had concentrated fire onto it. Should not be able to hit the ground, but indeed it does. The damage...
Second, Think Twice, they're running away. They're trying to disengage, hiding, making sure that they don't lose players. Staggered off with the regeneration domain. The Captain America is going to be able to touch. They've got the Sonic Seduction to potentially break through that choke, but they're still holding onto it rather than burning it. And Insomnia should be able to win out this fight. It's just a matter of cleaning up the...
Everything. JJ managed to find Nocta on and off angle. So far away from a strategist, there was no healing that was available. Rex does their best to keep things prehistoric on the point, keep Noel's essence from going underground. Then it's Kai who's...
Think Twice, they're not actually committing just yet. They're getting a lay of the land, trying to read out the angles that Insomnia holders with the Heller and the Torch, who by bit, point percentage by point percentage, the 3 that they need. However, every single time they're stopped and stalled, one pick comes on through from Insomnia's end, and everyone else from Think Twice topples over. They've got the ult. They've only got 39 seconds left on the clock. Kai almost goes down, does get picked, goes the Phoenix. The Captain America at least makes it on for, and the Captain America is more reliable for this overtime contest coming on out. College has to be the opening, but you can see that Insomnia, they know this. They're checking out that left side. Twitzy is going to make it so hard for that Captain America to get past and touch.
Oh man, the Iron Fist.
Amplified by Fate of Both Worlds, copied QB Ultimate. We Rise comes on through with the End Song Inferno, and from the ashes, Think Twice are able to salvage their symbiotic surface, salvage themselves the second high ground hold now. Insomnia, they have the better ultimate economy, but they don't have the better positioning, punishable position, but Insomnia are definitely going to have a task ahead of them. Into the Supernova, they immediately have to go. The backline already fully split from the entirety of the team. Regeneration domain was up, but the doppelganger position wasn't. And it's the fate of both worlds so that Insomnia can adjust that position and try and keep a hold of Think Twice's high ground hold.
No stuns delivered from the Iron Nagamoto, and up above it seems to be that Hela reigns supreme. Once again, she continues getting her kingdom expanded. Rex for next to fall on down. QB surely is going to be following shortly after. Passio perfect when it comes to the animation. Cans a quick grip of the Sorcerer Supreme by the throat, and you can't spell your way out of this one, son. Forever dominant when it comes to point battles. FZX, what can they do but fall? And
2-1. On the side of Insomnia would have been incinerated. These team fights, we'll have to see whether or not these teams are good.
Of a storm, unsurprising when faced with this. Forever already exploited. Just was isolated there by all of those walls that were erected by FCX. Very good heads-up play there from the other group. There's going to be yet another Terror Cape moving in towards the group. The healing's just being pumped out here from Rex. He's already halfway to the Eternal Bomb.
Yeah, but Relaxing Sky is keeping pace, and then some. 76% of all of this incoming.
Forever's going to be crunched in their own right angle. They may be cranking 90s, but they're going to be cranking their way back to a point here, potentially through a portal as Insomnia are white.
Yeah, Nocta uses the resources in opposite side.
Think twice side how they want to try and make this one work. Moving in towards the side. Kai demands attention with the Sonic seduction. Mental players grabbed on in by the strangling prison. They are all hit by the Terror Cape. The healing's more than good enough to keep Insomnia in the face of this. Oh, quick interceding. Stopping the Eye of Agamotto. Closing it before it can be opened. The Carbon Crush gets it done. Relaxing Sky creates a little orbit of healing around the goats of the to make sure that it's a present. 4 players in. The culling aura starts to accrue. That's going to be a big Agamotto on top of it as well. 3 players stunned away by Twitzy, and it's still the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier on top of it all. Think Twice yet to fall though. New noted from downtown. Double headshot from across the stern, and We Rise once again demands for his team rise to the occasion. Passing over next to fall. Overwhelmed Twitzy should be. I'm not sure if they're going to have access to a...
They're not going to have Soul Bomb to try and survive the strangling prison. You are going to be able to board up your ultimate incredibly quickly. They might actually just try and use the Hand of Khonshu, overlapping the strangling prison, coming on through from Think Twice's end. But Think Twice pushed on up. The confidence all in the world off of the healing supplied by the Eternal Bond are just going to make a play before Insomnia already and use the strangling prison to catch them on the tail end to just lengthen out the fight longer. As to other win conditions, Kraken Impacts, Hurricane, all going to be available if they even need them. However, Insomnia with the poke pressure and just the Vanguards being able to hold the line long enough, allow a Reavers to come through in full. But you can see that they're still getting ready to disengage. They have to respect it. It's going to be up to Passilo to try and shut this down, but you have to choose. To try and shut down the Eternal Bond, or do you try and shut down the Kraken Impact? One is going to give Think Twice forward, so too is Forever. The Magneto has the Curtain and the Bulwark, just to make sure that they survive all of this post pressure and translate it into Eternal Bond. If only knew who was healing to make sure that that one was brought up and running for this next cast. And I mean, that was just Insomnia taking what they did to Vanguard line, so that Think Twice can just chunk as much time off the bank as they possibly can. So even if you win first, eventually you're dwindled down to absolutely naught. Can't hide that one. Unfortunately though, Vienna goes a little bit too far forward. Gets immediately carbon crushed out by their mirror. The peel from the rest of the team is immediate though. The Bulwark coming on through from the Magneto. And Neo actually just gets to take...
But not too much payback gained off the back of the Meteor Rem. For Insomnia, everything seems
They've been able to gather around one corner, but it's not the first corner, which means that if they give up ground, that objective is getting closer and closer to second for very little time spent, which is going to bleed into an absolute smorgasbord of...
Even caught within the mind control, it seems like they're going to survive now and can come in with their own. It's going to be a match here of the final judgment. The damage is just too much to bear. The only exist hyper...
They used to counter it, so they baited it. The Emma made it look like they were pushing up with the ultimate, but in turn, the entire team from Insomnia were away, and they just disengaged. Think Twice's master plan is scuppered.
Great pull-out right.
To Insomnia, they can't afford to give up ground. Otherwise, Insomnia just get the objective for free. Really, it's going to come down to trying to shut down both of these puns, and for the Magnetos, neither of them have the ultimate to try and send a reaction check through.
QB has to be iron-willed with this ultimate rewrite.
Because they made some insane gamble plays on Second Nation map. As Twitzy and MHQ, I'm sure, are going to be going head.
Again, actually just going for a disengage there into the low-key regeneration domains. Remember that Think Twice still haven't captured the point here. And it's going to be down to Passivo to keep this one contested. Here comes the second fate of both worlds. Oh boy!
Yeah, and Think Twice are probably going to have the low and measured, which means that the counter rotation comes on through from Insomnia's back line. However, that Human Torch is not able to avoid all of the damage safely. And now the Kraken Impact is in a much better salvageable position because it's on point instead.
Perfect change of voltage. Nocta getting up close and personal. Quick flick into a headshot. Manages to put Johnny to bed for now. Takes to the skies to make sure that the Captain America's not going to have an easy time trying to retake this one. And the
it's a free supernova. Meteor M gets burned. FCX tried to shut down Fate of both worlds. Doesn't manage to find the one shot. Twitzy just gets to hold on to the Human Torch's ultimate, waiting for QB's ultimate to be done, putting even more pressure onto the fight going down on that point as well. Freedom charge for both of these teams. But yet again, Insomnia have the better lead of the ultimates if the fight goes down to it, as the Meteor M connects onto the Human Torch direct. It really is just going to be a battle of spam pressure right now. Both of these Human Torches trying to give their team a better position for the frontline core to start to walk. WeRise senses vulnerability. They broke at the defenses for Forever, who had to burn the bulwark, which means that the Goddess of Death, now in full position on the point, can catch the squishies as Insomnia prioritized holding off angles, and it left them so spread.
Oh, an excellent long-range snipe. And that's extra damage that was given on over. I believe Forever gets their own dunk down onto Rex, removing the Luna to make sure she can't start building up towards the next ultimate. The next nightmare to be unleashed upon this point is going to be the Freedom Charge, this time coming through from the side of Kai. MHQ certainly sure has arrived here. WeRise going to be the same. The Loki clones moving on forward, giving the Doppelgang some additional...
Decided Freedom Charge, however, Think Twice. They can find a magic pick or figure out the Captain America's rotation. Passo is going to be removed from his team and can't utilize the ultimate. It's up to the Human Torch instead to try and take this 2 versus 1 and put pressure to force Kai to reposition and bail Passo's position out. Through from Nocta, which is finally going to be the nail in the coffin of this overtime hold for Think Twice's composition. And crucially for Insomnia, it's done before they have to burn any further ultimates. Freedom Charge still going to be up, so too is Meteor M to absorb the pressure coming on through from the Supernova. So Think Twice, they can't even go through, but they find the pick onto Rex, who would have had the second cycle of sustain. And Insomnia now just holding onto that one shot are going to be able to use it to absorb all of the damage coming up through from the Goddess of Death. No connection, which doesn't punch a lack of strategist ultimates. Relaxing Skies given the window to build up the God of Mischief copy, and Twitzy's deep into the backline alongside Fasilo. Rex, regardless, is able to get onto the point with the Fate of both worlds. The 12 seconds still is enough to cash in. Let's be honest, that recovered, that last fight, it went on for an absolute eternity. Pasolo coming on through with the Freedom Charge as that Eye of Agamotto hits. Like you said, it connects onto 3 players, but the Freedom Charge is able to overlap those health pools, so it takes a little bit longer to find the follow-up damage. And off of the back of that, they've just got